Hey, so this video is going to be real different than every other one. So, it's November and it's NaNoWriMo, and I have so much going on this week right now that I don't have time to film at all. But I do have a mountain of laundry that I need to fold, which I'm working on right now, and I thought, you know what I can do? I can do a check-in vlog, whatever, while I fold laundry. And so that's what I'm going to do. So excuse the fact that my room, which we're in right now, is extremely messy and not really great for background for filming book and author themed vlogs, but this is where I fold my laundry. So let's start with a Nano check-in. Today is November 17th, and I have 42,809 words written at the moment. Now, that seems like I'm really on track and everything's going to be great. Here's the bad news. I'm already writing my epilogue. So what happened with this story that I'm working on is I did not outline it as fully as I needed to for Nano, and I'll go into that, which is normal for me when I write a first draft. A lot of times when I write a first draft, I don't finish in my brain developing the B plots. And I didn't in this. And going into this, I knew that even finished through several drafts, this book is only going to be about 60,000 words. It's not going to be, I usually write more like 80,000 words for my full-length full-length novels. This one I knew was going to be a shorter one, but I thought that would be great for Nano because I am an underwriter. I do not overwrite. When I edit, I add a lot. And I thought, oh, it'll work because it's a shorter one. It won't be like I have to add so much in my editing process. But the problem was I didn't really have enough of my idea developed to write 50,000 words. So I'm coming in just under. I mean, I'm probably going to finish writing this around 44,000 words. But I still want to complete Nano. So what I'm going to do is in October, wrote this short monster novella. And when I wrote it, I did leave the ending open for it to be like a series. Now, this was only 72 pages finished, I think. And that's sort of the length I'm going for this in my brain, this series that I want to work on. What I'm going to do is I'm going to write the first, 6,000 or more if I feel like I want to keep writing words of book 2 to get me to 50,000 words. I've done this once before. One time I wrote one of my novellas that I wrote as Lucy Hudson, Waiting for You, if you've read any of them. That was a Nano project, but finished, it was only like 37,000 words, I think, and that was even after editing, so I don't remember what it was after Nano. But what I did was then I wrote the first half of Only You, which is the next book in that series. But I didn't love writing the first half of a book during Nano at the end of Nano because you have sort of a different energy when you're writing the beginning of a book than at the end of a book. And I really had like end of NaNoWriMo energy going on, which that book went through so many edits. It really looks like a different story by the time I actually published it than what I wrote during Nano. But I still got the words in, which, is important if you want to finish it, which I do because I'm very competitive like that. I don't like to set out to do things and then not finish them. So basically, my plan is to finish the epilogue today of the main novel I was working on, and then to write 6,000-ish words of the beginning of my next monster romance. Hopefully, I'll be able to write 6,000 words. It won't be too difficult. I am definitely getting that, I think I talked about this in my video where I talked about prepping for Nano. I definitely love Nano at the beginning because if you look at my chart for how my writing is going, the beginning of Nano, I'm writing 3,000 plus words a day. I really have that energy going to get so many words done. And then if you look at my last couple days, my word count has been under 2,000 words. I think only one day in the last 5 days that I hit over 2,000 words. So it definitely like flips. Like I go from being amazed, getting so many words done, to then like I just sort of lose steam, which makes sense. I mean, also, you know, things happen. Part of the reason I'm so busy and I have so much laundry to fold is Monday, which I'm filming this on Wednesday. Monday was my twins' birthday. Sunday, we had a outside birthday party for them. But we live in the Midwest, and it is November. So their outside birthday party, it was 38 degrees, and it sleeted the entire time. So it was really like a garage birthday party. And we had so much to get done because we had to, like, move everything out of our garage so that our family members and our twins, like, few friends we invited from preschool, had places to stand that were outside but not in the rain/sleet. It was supposed to snow, and it didn't snow, and I just feel like if it had snowed, it would have been so much nicer because the kids could have played in the snow. It would have been whatever. It's over. It's over. But because of that, like, November's kind of a hard month sometimes for me to do Nano once we hit the middle of the month. You know, next week is Thanksgiving. I'm going to have to start planning for that. Just, you know, life goes on. You don't write in a vacuum, which I've said before, and you have to just figure out how you're going to make your writing work and how you're going to make filming your YouTube channel work. So you're, you know, folding laundry, talking about books. Since this has a vlog format, I did want to tell you all that I am probably going to shift this channel to be more about writing than books. I'm still going to do like my recommendations for the month, my TBR, my wrap up. I'll still talk about, like, in December, I'm going to do a couple videos on my best books of the year and what I really loved. But starting in January, I think I'm going to focus a lot more about talking about the writing process, how I write things, and how I research what I write, which I think will be helpful for people who are looking for guidance on how to research for books they're writing. I am a librarian, which when people always say, like, what do you go to school for to become a librarian? Because you do have to get a master's degree to become a librarian, which is something I didn't know till I was like 22 years old, and walked into a library and said, "Are you hiring librarians?" And they said, "Are you a librarian?" And then I was like, I don't know what that means. But people have said, like, what do you study in library school? Do you just read books? And the answer is no. You learn how to research really effectively. So I have a new book idea that I'm going to be working on for the first half of 2022. That's going to need a ton of research. So I'm going to do a series of videos on how I research that particular book and how you can utilize it in your own life and research. I haven't gotten that much reading done this month, probably because I've been writing so much and then busy just, you know, keeping our life going. But I have read a couple good ones. I read Witches Get Stitches by Juliette Cross, which I absolutely adored, and I'm just so in love with that series, and I can't wait to read the fourth one, but it has a holiday theme, so I'm going to read it in December. And then I read Ice Planet Barbarians by Ruby Dixon, which was like what I expected it to be. It was super fun. I'm not going to like binge read all of the Ice Planet Barbarians books. They were fun, but I feel like I would love to just go crazy reading that series if I had like a really long plane flight. Like if I was flying to whatever, like Australia, I feel like I just put all of them on my Kindle and just burn through them during that, like, whatever. I've never been to Australia, but I think it's like 24 hours plane flight. Then I also read The Stranger Behind You by Carol Goodman, which was really good, and I'll talk more about during my November wrap-up. And I am reading Bared and Betrayed by Heather McCorkle, which is a paranormal romance. It's got like a lot of like police drama in it too, which I don't usually read paranormals like that, but you know, I'm finding it interesting and enjoyable. And I've also just started reading The Family by Naomi Krupitsky, which is my book of the month pick. This month, I have decided that I'm going to force myself to finish all of my book of the month books that I bought in 2021 before 2022. So December is probably going to be very book of the month heavy in terms of what I'm reading. I was originally thinking that I would get to way more books this month than I actually am. I think I put like 9 books on my TBR, not counting my book of the month picks. And then I picked 2 this month. And that's just not going to happen. I mean, I've got 4 read so far. No, 3 read so far. How many books? I just said it. I have 3 read so far, and I'm currently reading 2. And I think I'll definitely finish the 2 I'm reading. But then in terms of how many more I'll read after that, I'm guessing it will only be 1 or 2. Just because of Thanksgiving and, life is busy. Yesterday, one of my 4-year-olds had her well check, like her yearly physical, and my other 4-year-old has her well check tomorrow. I split them up, which I used to always bring them together because they're twins. And then last year during the pandemic, I didn't think I'd be able to keep masks on 2 3-year-olds at the same time, and they were only letting one parent come in. So I split them up, and I loved it, and my pediatrician loved it too, that they got like this really great one-on-one time with both me and the doctor, so I'm continuing to do that. And then yesterday afternoon, my 2 older kids got their first vaccination, which was really exciting. But my 5-year-old is very... What's the nice thing people always say about her? She's so spirited. She's very spirited, and she's also very afraid of shots, and which is normal. She's 5 years old. But we were at our hospital system's doing like vaccine clinics, so we were not in our normal doctor's office. We were in a new building, and when we were checking in and then they said it was our turn to go in, she panicked and bolted down a dark hallway. It basically like a hospital. Like, that seems like the beginning of a horror movie. And thankfully the nurse was right there, and I left my older son. I told him to stay with the nurse. And I got to chase my 5-year-old down several hallways while she screamed as loud as she could. So, when stuff like that happens, you come home and you're very tired and you don't necessarily want to read. You kind of want to just stare at the ceiling for a little bit. I think I got home. Yesterday when I got home, I took a burning hot shower. I played Tetris for a while because Tetris is like how my brain turns off, and made dinner, went to bed really early. I wrote a little bit before bed because I hadn't had a chance to write all day, but didn't even watch TV with my husband, which usually we watch at least one show together every night. I just needed to decompress after that lovely afternoon. And then tomorrow I'll take my other daughter to the doctor, but it won't be as busy of a day because I just have to do the one. So reading's definitely taken a back seat this month. The nice thing is I always feel like I write so much in November and don't read a ton. And then in December, I'm really busy, obviously. I have little kids, and there's so much that goes into the holiday season that I never really realized when I was a child, in terms of just making it enjoyable and fun and magical and all that. And I'm not complaining about that. I am really the type of person who believes in holidays should be magic and all that. But, we are busy in December. One of my kids' birthday is December 21st, and then we do celebrate Christmas in our house. And so, we do have a lot to do, and I don't get a ton of reading done in December. I always take the entire month of December off from writing, just sort of to reset after Nano, and then I jump back into it in January. I'm already really excited about what I'm going to be working on in January, so that's exciting. That's fun. I am really curious of the people that watch this, because obviously I don't have a ton of watchers right now because I just started the channel, and I'm not a 22-year-old college student with perfect hair and beautiful outfits sitting in our university library talking about books. I'm just, a librarian in her late 30s folding laundry for her children talking about books. But I am curious how many people who are watching watch for book recommendations and how many watch for more of the author portion where I talk about writing and, my tips for getting words on a page, even when you're really busy. if you're a parent or you have a full-time job. I remember the hardest time in my life to get writing done was not when I had my children, which is interesting. I don't write when I'm pregnant because I feel like I can't. My body is already creating another human. It can't create any stories. So I read a lot when I'm pregnant, which hopefully, knock on wood, those days are over. But the hardest time ever for me to actually get words written was when I was in grad school. And I was working full time. And I was so busy. I remember thinking I would never be as tired in my life as I was when I was working full time and I was in grad school. But obviously I didn't know I was going to have twins, which that blows everything out of the water. But I didn't have time to write, and it drove me crazy. And there was one day we had class canceled because my professor couldn't make class, and we knew it was going to be canceled. And during the 3 hours that I was usually in class, because grad school classes are usually just once a week for 3 hours, I, excuse me, wrote like the first 30 pages of a story that had been like burning in my mind. And I remember feeling so good, and then I actually almost dropped out of grad school because I felt like just like my creativity was not being, like my need to get my creativity out of my body was not being met when I was in grad school. My mom talked me out of it, and I'm glad she did because obviously I'm happy that I'm a librarian and that I finished my degree. And I think it was more about me figuring out a way that I could get my creativity out without writing. After that, I did go back. I used to be a dancer when I was younger, and after that, I did go back to dancing a few times a week, which did help me feel a little bit less stifled. But like when my twins were 8 months old was when I decided to write all my contemporary novellas as Lucy Hudson, and it really wasn't that difficult when they were that little to get a lot of writing done because I had one kid in school and 3 kids home with me all day, and I set up this area in our playroom where the 3 kids that were home were completely contained in a safe area, and I would sit there with my laptop and write while they played, and it worked really well. Now that they're older, it's a little bit more difficult because I can't contain them anymore. They can climb out of anything. But right now, 2 of my kids are at school, 2 are home. They just got home from preschool. You can sort of see outside that we're having a really, really gray and rainy day. So it wouldn't be like I would be taking them outside or anything right now. They're decompressing after school and watching a movie, and that's fine. I'm getting laundry done, and after I finish folding this next bin, which is going to take a long time, I'm hopefully going to go write the end of my epilogue. I do want to finish it tonight. We'll see if it gets done or not. But yeah, I just finished folding 1 load of laundry though, and I need another load. I need to switch it around, which you don't want to watch me going out and in and out and in and out and in. So I'm going to say goodbye here. So thanks if you hung out with me. Maybe you got some of your laundry folded. I hope you did. Or you got your dishwasher unloaded, or whatever you needed to do. Got your bathroom clean, got your closet organized. I hope you got it done. I have more to do. Have a wonderful rest of November. I'm really hopeful that the next video I film will be I finished Nano video, and then I can switch more over to some other stuff that might be interesting for all of you. I hope wherever you are, you're either in a good book or about to start a good book or about to start writing a great book. See ya.